بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا صدق الله العظيم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أمته أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, you have heard the message from our honorable guest from Gujarat, who leads one of the college and madrasa in Pakistan, in the city of Gujarat, where students learn both religious and other sciences. His message and the message of the nasheed which you have heard is same. Alhamdulillah, this nasheed, it is your first people who have heard, because it has not been launched yet. It's been read and is still being actually prepared by our brother Ahmad Dabbagh, and some of the ideas and the poetry I have given as well in that. In that nasheed, what you have heard is a different kind of nasheed. Normally, what you hear is that in every nasheed, almost we are asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to do something for us. Oh, we are oppressed, we are in need, kuffar are doing this. Ya Rasulullah, what shall we do? Please help us. Normally, it is that we are complaining and asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for guidance and help and assistance and istighasa. But in this one also the response is given, that what is the prophetic response for that? Because one-way traffic. Because as though we ourselves do not want to change, we don't want to listen, but we are asking him to actually do something. So this is, nasheed is from, on that pattern of which Allama Iqbal have written shikwa and jawab-e-shikwa. Complain and the answering of the complaint. Complaint meaning actually that shikwa, that we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, look what we are happening to us. The ummah, look at the Masjid al-Aqsa, look at here and there. And then he answers that really we are to blame, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similar is the case with the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that in the first part of the nasheed, the poet actually has mentioned, Ya Rasulullah, we are, your ummah is calling you for, your ummah wants help, we are oppressed, look here, we are living in destitution, we are living in poverty, we are living under the domination of kuffar and this and that. But then in the second part, as you have heard, the response is given, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as though this is like just the poet's actually takhayyul and imagination. It's as though the Prophet al-Islam is saying that to uplift you, I have given my life, whole of life. My blood, drops of blood, my sweat, so much so that my children and my sons and daughters suffered, were slaughtered, and I all my life have not rested, day and night had been working and given you everything, even my life. There is nothing left now which you need to uplift yourself. All you need to do is to look at my guidance and build your connection, strong connection with me, and uplift yourself. There's nothing more to tell, because if there was, the wahi would have not been ended. So when the wahi, meaning the message of Allah, has ended, or when it was said, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum, this is a day when all the guidance of Allah has been completed. This means there is nothing else we need or has been given. So it's no use now complaining and suffering and not actually adopting the way of the Prophet ﷺ. We are to blame. What can they do as such? Because if that was the case, why we were created as human being? If all things Allah have to do and Rasulullah ﷺ have to do, like the same scenario when Musa alayhi salam's qawm, ummah, when they were asked by Allah, same which we say Masjid al-Aqsa is occupied by the Jews, same was the case at that time. So Musa alayhi salam said, Ya qawm idkhulul ard al-muqaddasata allati kataballahu lakum. O my nation, enter and do some effort, just enter the land of Quds and of this Jerusalem and Masjid al-Aqsa, and your victory is there for you. Now they were of the same mentality as we are, some of us are, that they said, Fadhhab anta wa rabbuk faqatila. That you, O Musa, our prophet, our Rasul, and Allah, why can't they do this for us? They do it, they do the fighting or whatever. We will sit, and when everything is fine, we will just enter. This is the mentality of people now as well. I don't want to leave drugs. I don't want to leave pornography. I don't want to leave jealousy. I don't want to leave laziness. I don't want to leave arrogance. But the status I want is of the pious and the righteous, and which the pious and the Sahaba Ikram and actually had. This is not possible like this. If this was the case, Allah says, then it's the whole point of sending you, meaning human beings, is that they use their own freedom of will to change and then follow. And not just saying to Ya Allah, I will only do when you are also serious. Only with dua, without effort, normally the result does not come. If Allah wants, He can do, but normally it doesn't. Let me give you two examples. Almost 70 years ago, all the Ummah, including in Kaaba, in Medina Sharif, in every mosque, everywhere, people are praying for the independence of Masjid al-Aqsa. हो गई है दुआओं से. सिर्फ दुआ से ही होना होता तो 70 और दूसरी चलो छोड़े बातें, 70 साल हो गए हैं दुआएं लोग कर रहे हैं मक्का मदीना और सारे इस मतलब में भी, इधर भी हज पे भी होती है, इधर भी दुआएं मस्जिद अक्सा को आज़ादी में जो नमाज पढ़ते हैं, तो हो गई मस्जिद अक्सा आज़ाद. दुआ से नहीं ये काम होता. वो हम कर रहे हैं मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम वाली कौम वाला सिलसिला कि या अल्लाह तू ही कर दे, हम इधर ही हैं, हम सिर्फ जो है ज़ियारत कर सकते हैं. So what's required is the global effort. When Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi, he did the effort, or the Ottoman empires in their own time, it was liberated. And when now we are more in technology, in number, it's still there, 70 years actually there. Similar, the other scenario is of Kashmir. People are oppressed. There are 57 Islamic countries, and all the Ummah is doing dua every year, every day almost. Ya Allah, liberate Kashmir. There is a lot of zone. हो गया आज़ादी. दुआ से होना होता तो सिर्फ यही हो जाता. Dua with effort. Dua with actually action. Yes, 57 countries take action. It will be liberated. How? Like Afghanistan is liberated. Some people took action and it is there. All the world was against them. Superpowers were against them. Whatever happened, happened, but still they are liberated now, they are independent. But there. So what I'm trying to communicate to you is that from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he raised his blessed finger in standing by the Kaaba Sharif. In the last khutbah, he said, Ya Allah, whatever you conveyed to me to deliver to the Ummah, I have delivered. Have I not, O my companions? They said, yes. And he said, Ya Allah, you bear witness to this testimony. Not one word, one letter I kept back. But something even was against me or coming of my family or anything, whatever revelation was there, I actually gave that revelation. No matter what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. So this means that whatever, alhamdulillah, guidance is already there. All we need to do individually and collectively just to follow, and a person will see victory. A person will see success and peace and things. So the topic, as it's been advertised, is the prophetic way of tawbah. Like Professor Mazhar Saab mentioned, that if you want to ask forgiveness, come to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now here is what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying about tawbah. So we have come to, Ya Rasulullah, we want to do tawbah. What shall we do? Tawbah means change. You want to change your life. Tawbah basically means, in Arabic, it means U-turn. Like actually when you do U-turn. That's what the word actually means. Tawbah. Returning. U-turn. If you want to change, instead of like in this night, what did the Prophet ﷺ said? In a Sahih Hadith, many people say, oh, this Hadith about Shaban is Zaif here. Okay. There's a Sahih Hadith in Imam Muslim book narrated by a Sahabi radiallahu anhu. He says that in this night, the amal of the ummah are presented. And whole through this month, specifically this night. So whatever is to be happening to you all year is as though decided tonight. Based upon what? Not that blindly angels are doing whatever they're doing and they're blessing some people and cursing others. No. According to what type of amal of whole of the year your amal are presented, according to that decision is made for the next year. यानी जिस तरह के अमाल आज आपके चढ़ेंगे ऊपर मेरे पूरे साल के, उस तरह के फैसले होंगे अगले साल के लिए. हमारे यहाँ क्या है, सितारों को देखो, look at this astrologers, कहाँ कैसा हफ्ता गुजरेगा, साल गुजरेगा. And there are funny people as well on media, वो भी आपको बता रहे हैं, who don't know anything about themselves. उनको अपना पता कर लो, कोई पता नहीं. But for others, they are saying, oh, how will your week pass? How will your year pass? This astrologer comes and he gives you what's going to happen 10 year, 5 year, this and that. Kuch bhi nahi. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited that these people do not know anything except they are just actually making guess. And stars, these stars are not to be followed. They are creation of Allah. They are zina for us. If you want to follow not the star which you are born in, your star is, or your Burj is zodiac or Scorpion, whatever. Okay, if you are born 17th August, then you are this. Now you tell me, how on earth the stars know that we are going to follow the Christian calendar? This calendar was made up 2000 years ago from the birth of Isa alayhi salam. How on earth actually the whole of the system of universe is going through November, December, January, February? That itself is something made 2000 years. If it was to go accordingly, it would have gone to divine system like now Shaban, Ramadan, now Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala decides matter in this night. And on Shab-e-Qadr they are executed. So some people say, oh, what's happening in Shab-e-Qadr? It's actually Shab-e-Qadr what's happening. On this night's decisions are made. On that night, actually, there's an execution of certain other things happen regarding those decisions. So there's a continuation. There's no, you may say, actually opposing or conflict in there. Certain things are decided, then they are given to, you may say, from Lohe Mahfuz to other tablets. Then they are actually given to the archangels, the major angels like Sayyidina Mikail, Israfil, Israel, then to the angels of the heaven, and then actually to the angels of the earth, and matters are done all through the air. But anyway, the point to consider is that if you want your next year to be good, and you want blessings and things, and your mercy and forgiveness, if you've not done in the year, but even if this night a person, because Allah loves to forgive, you can try this. If you show mercy, let's say in this year, this night of forgiveness, you will find next year is a year of mercy for you. Mercy will be shown. If you spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the poor, you will see your rizq is actually increasing. If you are having good relationship with your relative, silatul raham, you will see the effect on the next year. So people say, oh, I have not done anything. What's happening to me? The angels know what you have done. Maybe you've not done it today or yesterday. You've done it 1 year before. Sometimes the old cases open as well of a person, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware. So it's not a law of jungle, it's every system, every minute thing. Allah Azza wa Jal said, مَا تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَةٍ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. Even if a leaf fall, it is in the knowledge of Allah. It's not without knowledge. Even if a grain of sand, actually, where it is, even actually a rain drop, actually everything. So there is a full system, and you cannot control that system. You can control your amal. You can change your amal, and based upon that, decisions will be sent. Okay, bless this person now. यानी अगर बंदा चाहता है मेरा साल अच्छा गुजरे, मुझे नेकी मिले, मुझे रिस्क में इजाफा हो, बरकत हो, सेहत हो, आफियत हो, तो वो दूसरों के साथ ये काम शुरू कर दे, अभी यही नीयत रखे, तो उसके लिए इस तरह के फैसले फिर हो जाते हैं कि ये बंदा तो अच्छा है, तो इसके साथ अच्छा हो. And if we do not change, then actually whatever we are doing, we are going to get rubbish in, rubbish out. जिस तरह की चीज़ डालेंगे उस तरह की चीज़ में निकलेगी. मशीन में जिस तरह के ख़राब एप्पल डालेंगे तो ख़राब ही जूस निकलेगा, अच्छा डालेंगे तो अच्छा फ्रेश जूस निकलेगा, जिस तरह की मर्जी. Anyway, you must have heard about this concept, तौबतन नसूह, कि एक तौबा होती है, उसको कहते हैं तौबतन नसूह, which the Quran mentions and the Prophet Islam mentioned. One is normal tawbah and one is tawbatan nasuh, the sincere, the very comprehensive, the highest level of tawbah, which is known as tawbatan nasuh. But people normally vaguely know what it is. They just heard it, tawbatan nasuh is this and etc. They don't know what nasuh means. It's a food or it is what, etc. That's it. So here Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Imam Qurtubi narrates this hadith, who is scholar of 3rd century from Spain. He says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, that the Prophet एक मरतबा हजूर अलैहि सलाम ने सवाल फरमाया कि जानते हो तौबा करने वाला कौन है? Who is the real repentant? तौबा करने वाला कौन है? कई लोग हैं वो कहते हैं हम गुनाहों से तौबा करना चाहते हैं, ये तौबा की रात है, तो सुन ले. फिर जैसे प्रोफेसर फरमा रहे थे कि हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम के पास आएँ और आपके पास आएंगे तो ये आपको इस तरह का मैसेज मिलेगा कि आप क्या फरमा रहे हैं. आने का मतलब क्या है? आने का मतलब ये है कि उनकी हदायत को देखें कि वो क्या है. तो जब बंदा उस पे चलता है, फिर हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम भी खुश होते हैं, वो ही कहते हैं हाँ ये तो मेरी हदायत पे चल रहा है, अब इसके लिए भी मग़फ़िरत मांगो, क्योंकि अमाल नबी अलैहिस्सलाम की बारगाह में भी पेश होते हैं. तो फिर वो बंदे के लिए भी तो इस्तग़फ़ार करते हैं कि ये तो सही तरीके से तौबा कर रहा है. हजरत अब्दुल्ला इब्न मसूद रदी अल्लाह सहाबा ने कहा, अल्लाह और उसका रसूल ही बेहतर जानते हैं। वो तो सहाबा थे ना, इसलिए उनकी शान बड़ी बुलंद है। शुक्र है हम लोग नहीं थे, हम इधारे, हाँ मुझे पता है तौबा क्या है। ऐसा लोगों का दिमाग जो है पता नहीं कहाँ पहुंचा हुआ है। जो बात शुरू करो वो अपना ओपिनियन देना शुरू कर देंगे। जो बात शुरू करो सियासत की हो, हिकमत की हो। मैं पिछले दिनों बीमार हो गया, मुझे किसको एक डॉक्टरों ने नुस्खे नहीं बताए जितने लोगों ने बताए हैं। मैं वो 100 दवाई लिख सकता हूं और कोई पता नहीं क्या होना है क्या नहीं। सियासत है, मजहब है, meaning politics, they just want to say whatever comes up in their mind. And here is Sahaba Ikram's teaching. Obviously they knew much more than us, and something they must have known. But still they are saying, Allah and His Messenger knows better. Allah and His Messenger. This is the etiquette. That if you don't fully know, it's better to say, I don't know. This is also some scholars, just a brief story from Spain, where Europe, like today, traveling from Spain all the way went to Madinatul Munawwara to ask some questions, because one of the greatest scholar of time was living there, Imam Malik bin Anas, Rahmatullah alayhi, one of the 4th Imams. From where did they travel? From UK. Imagine, from UK, France. Just imagine this. In those times, on horses and on foot. And they went and they asked 30 questions from Imam Malik of religious fatwa. And in the books it's mentioned that he answered only a small part of them, let's say 1/3, 10, and about 20 he said, I don't know. From 20, in answering 20 he said, and he is one of the great Imams, the great student of great Tabi'een, the contemporary of Imam Abu Hanifa, the Imam of Medina at that time, scholar, Faqih, one of the person who written the first book of hadith, even before Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, these books of hadith, before that. So these scholars who went from Andalus, Spain, and they said, we come from so far, what will we tell people when we go back? They have given us these 30 questions and you've only answered 10 and said, he said, what? They said, what shall we tell when we get back to the people there? He said, say to them that we asked Imam Malik and he said, I don't know. This is wisdom. This is knowledge. As well, like Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajhul Kareem said, half of the knowledge is saying, I don't know. Because now that person will learn when he realizes, because this is knowledge as well, that you realize you don't know. And if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know, then it is jahala. Then it is real ignorance. So one should always try to learn. So Sahaba Ikram Rizwan Ajmain said, Allah and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knows better. तो आप अलैहिस्सलाम ने फरमाया, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam then mentioned 10 things, and he said, if these 10 things are present, that is tawbat al-nasuh. That's what I am just commenting, but he mentioned these 10 things about tawbah. So this is the etiquette. If you do not know fully, just be silent and say to the person, please speak. Because once you start speaking, then actually the other person will stop enlightening you with knowledge. So one of the Shaykh Bahauddin Zakaria from Multan, Sohrawardi, someone came to learn knowledge and he fed him with food and food and food until nothing could go inside his stomach. So he said that, look, this is the case, gentlemen, you want to learn. Your stomach is already full with food. What type of food shall I put now? How can I put more food if your previous food is not digested? This is the example of us. We've got undigested knowledge here, taken from Facebook, taken from artificial intelligence, taken from Google here, all not processed. And then we said, oh, we want to learn knowledge. You won't learn anything. You already got sick. Not stomach, but sick heart because of that. And that's not going to give you much guidance because it's not purified as such. Anyway, coming to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Islam, first thing he mentioned, he said, जब किसी शख्स ने तौबा की और उसके मुखालिफ उससे राजी ना हुए तो वो शख्स तौबा करने वाला नहीं है। यानी जिनके हकूक उसने ज़ाया किए हैं, जिनके साथ ज्यादती की है, जब तक उसके मुखालिफ उससे उनको राजी करने की कोशिश नहीं करेगा और जब तक वो उनके हकूक अदा नहीं करेगा, उनसे माफ़ी नहीं मांगेगा, तब तक उसकी तौबा कबूल नहीं है, ना ही वो तौबा करने वाला है। तो सहाबा इकराम ने पूछा कि या रसूलल्लाह, अगर वो उसको माफ़ ना करे तो फरमाया कि उसके पाँव पकड़ लो। अगर वो नहीं मानता तो उसके लिए वो रास्ता, आपके लिए अल्लाह पाक कोई और रास्ता निकाल लेगा, लेकिन तुम कोशिश करो। So one of the first things which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned, the person who is real repentant, if he has violated rights of parents, family, people, he has to actually pay that back, or he have to actually also please them in some, or try at least to please them. You know, some people say, oh, I try to please my parents, my spouse, they never become pleased. I ask forgiveness from a relative, they say we won't forgive you. It doesn't matter. You do your input and leave the rest of the matter to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and them. You should not be concerned. They can still say, oh, we haven't forgiven you. Okay, Allah knows what you have done. That you asked forgiveness properly. He will create a way out of you. कई लोग कहते हैं जी हम तो क्या माफ़ी मांगे, रिश्तेदार फिर भी राज़ी नहीं होते, बड़े मतलब यानी ये है वो है, फलाना नहीं राज़ी हो रहा ये। तो बुजुर्गों ने फरमाया कि हमें हुक्म दिया गया है कि तुम सिर्फ जो है सही तरीके से माफ़ी मांग लो, अगर वो नहीं मानते तो अल्लाह पाक अपने तरीके से आपको क़यामत के दिन जानता है कि तुमने माफ़ी मांगी है, अल्लाह उनको राज़ी कर लेगा तुम्हारे लिए, बिकॉज यू आर सिंसियर। आप अगर मुखलिस हैं, आप पूरी कोशिश करें। सेकंड थिंग, दूसरी चीज नबी अलैहि सल्लम फरमाई, वो शख्स भी तौबा करने वाला नहीं है जिसने अपनी मजलिस ना बदली, अपना उठना बैठना ना बदला। यानी सेकंड थिंग, इफ यू वांट टू बी हैव डन तौबा फ्रॉम सिन्स व्हाटएवर, जिसने अपनी सोहबत ना बदली, अगर उसकी बुरी मजलिस बुरी है, सोहबत बुरी है, उसके साथ बुरे साथी हैं, जहाँ उसका उठना बैठना बुरे लोगों के साथ है, तो वो तौबा कैसे करेगा? जब तक वो अपनी मजलिस नहीं बदलेगा उसकी तौबा नहीं होगी, वो तब्दीली नहीं आएगी। अपने आप को बदलना लाजमी है, जैसे कि बुजुर्ग फरमाते हैं, अच्छे काम से अच्छी मजलिस अच्छी है और बुरे काम से बुरी मजलिस। सो सेकंड थिंग द प्रॉफिट इंडिकेटेड दैट पर्सन इज नॉट अ रिपेंटेंट। तौबा नसूह करनी है, यू हैव टू चेंज द कंपनी, आइदर change them to goodness as well, or change yourself. If you want to leave drugs, you have to leave the druggies. If you want to leave, meaning actually alcohol, you have to leave that. If you want to leave gambling, you have to. If you want to leave zina, you have to leave, stop being with those people or those places, in those places which actually always actually like give you and motivate you to do those things again. ये है तौबा, हम ये करते नहीं है ना, तो इसलिए कहते हैं जी वो क्या करें जी, कल की थी आज फिर टूट गई है। टूट तो सकती है, लेकिन जब खुद ही बंदे ने तोड़ दी, तरीका ही वो इख्तियार वो कर रहा है, सही नहीं बना रहा। एक मिस्त्री साहब थे तो वो खुद ही दीवार सही नहीं बनाते थे, मतलब खराब मटेरियल लगाया सारा कुछ, जाए वो बन जाती तो कहते मुझे लगता है इसने गिर पड़ना है। तो जब 2-4 दिन मैंने कहा नहीं था गिर पड़े, यानी पहले ही पता है भाई उसके अंदर क्या लगाया हुआ है, तो यही तौबा का हाल है। पहले ही पता है कमज़ोर तौबा, ना उसमें कोई इखलास ना सही, तो उसने टूटना ही है। तो मशाइख, some of the awliya sulaha, they said that not leaving bad company and wanting to leave sin is like actually that you are in a gutter, lying down in a gutter, big gutter, filled with filth, and then putting perfume on. That will not show its effect. यानी गंद में रूढ़ी पर पड़ा होना, ऊपर खुशबू लगाना, ये मिसाल है बुरी सोहबत में रहते हुए वो नहीं रहने देंगे। वो आप देखते नहीं, वो जो वाक़या नबी अलैहिस्सलाम ने तौबा का बयान किया जिसने 100 बंदे कत्ल किए, आपने क्या उसमें बयान की? एक ही चीज़ उसमें बहुत बड़ी थी कि अब यहाँ से बस्ती छोड़ के ये जो बुरे लोगों में तुम रह रहे हो, कातिल बन गए हो रह रह के, नेकोकारों की बस्ती में चले जाओ। ये शर्त लगा दी उसमें, मजलिस बदलो तो तौबा कबूल हो जाएगी। उसने पल्ले बांध ली बात। He said, okay, I will do. He went towards there, didn't reach, but Allah knew what his intention was. He still was forgiven. तो मजलिस बदलना, you have to actually think that what type of people you are. They are like leeches. Bad company is like leeches. जोंके देखी है ना आपने, वो खून चूसती हैं। You don't want leeches around you all the time. But these people, bad company, they don't suck your blood, they suck your iman. वो आपका ईमान ले जाते हैं, वो चौंके। बुरे साथी आपके ईमान को ले जाते हैं, आपके बच्चों को ले जाते हैं, आपकी बीवी को ले जाते हैं। कैसे? जब बंदा बुरे काम करेगा वो घर से भी तल्लक खराब हो जाएंगे, तो इसलिए उन्होंने आपकी बीवी को भी हाईजैक कर लिया, बच्चों को आप तवज्जो नहीं देते, बच्चों को भी हाईजैक कर लिया, माँ बाप के साथ रिश्ता खराब कर दिया उन बुरे साथियों ने, क्योंकि आप नशे में और चर्स में और फ़हीम में और गैम्बलिंग में और ये लगे हुए हैं। What are these people doing really? They are taking away the most beloved people to you and you don't know. Because Allah is not harmed by the sins of people. It is people who are harmed. So in actual fact, what they are taking your mother away from you, your father away from you, your wife or your husband away from you, your children away from you. Even they are taking Allah away from you, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam away from you, even your Jannah away from you. And when they will actually finish off with you, they will throw you away with actually like a tissue. तो ये आपके friend नहीं है. Or if you want to call them friend, you can, but just add 2 words, friends from hell. Because if they are friends from hell, so they will take you there. They are friends, but actually from another place. Not. So some people must be suffering. They are sitting in prisons or divorced, or actually they've lost their property because of bad company. So adopt good friend. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that actually Allah loves those people who love each other for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Awliya Allah, Ahlullah, the righteous people. Until you have money and you have something to offer them, they will be your friend. Otherwise, they don't want to know. So Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasallam advised, if you want to change and do tawbah, and tawbah an-nasuh meaning, then change your company. If you don't like something, if something has broken, your phone you change, or if even your shoes are actually damaging or actually making you uncomfortable or harming you, giving you blisters in your feet, or even something you're wearing is giving you inconvenience, you change those things. Why not these people that who actually are taking away everything from you? Third thing which the Prophet Islam mentioned, तीसरी चीज़ आपने बयान की, वो भी तौबा करने वाला नहीं असल में जो अपना लिबास ना बदले। ये लिबास का मतलब है रहन सहन, जब तक कि अपना रहन सहन नहीं बदलेगा फिर वापस वहीं चला जाएगा, क्योंकि जाहिर है जो वो यानी जाहिर बातिन पर असर अंदाज होगा। जब तक इंसान अपनी ज़िंदगी का तौर तरीका ना बदले वो भी तौबा करना हकीकत में नहीं कर सकता। So third thing the Prophet Islam said, that person should change his way of living, his style of living. If you want to still कभी से ऊपर कर दो, कभी नीचे कर दो, कभी ये तो बदलते रहते हैं. You may say which have many as you see. He just have to think you should follow the Allah and stop following fashion industry. You yourself should actually